Hello learners, I am Parikshit Saikia and welcome to episode 4 of Most Important Questions Quants for the Maharashtra CET exam. Remember, Maharashtra CET is one exam that every aspirant should give because some of the finest and best colleges in the country consider students from this particular exam. So make sure that you prepare well. In this particular series, we are discussing some of the most frequently occurring questions which have repeated in past Maharashtra CET papers and which are must solve before you actually go and write the exam. But as always, the first thing I'm going to tell you, give me 5 seconds to ensure that I'm streaming live before we get started with today's session. Okay, I think we are streaming live and we are good to start. A small notification at the start. On your screen are Unacademy learners who have cracked the CAT with flying colors, and you can definitely be one among them. Okay. Also, there are a lot of new batches which are starting. On your screen are batches which are starting from the 4th of February, 6th of February and 8th of February. All CAT 2021 batches. Also, I am starting a complete new course on logical and abstract reasoning for the CET. Remember, abstract reasoning is one section which not many of you have ever done before, right? Visual reasoning. You have not done it for your CAT, you have not done it for your SNAP, Nasimunji, or for that matter the ZAT. So this is one area which you got to focus because logical and abstract reasoning, we have 100 questions in total from logical and abstract reasoning for the CET. So in case you wish to enroll to Unacademy to have access to any of these courses, be it the CAT 2021 or the Maharashtra CET course, you can use my code Parikshit Saikia. Just using this code will give you access to every course on Unacademy, and that too with a 10% discount. So you can use this code for maximum discount and you can view all courses. Also, the Unacademy Combat is scheduled every Sunday. So coming 7th of February, it is scheduled from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. It's a competition, a lot of questions for practice. This you can get absolutely free if you register as a first time user. When I say first time user, I mean with a mobile number which has not been registered on Unacademy before, and use the unlock code Parikshit Saikia. Use this code, you'll be able to access a lot of courses, the Unacademy Combat and a lot of other courses absolutely free, provided you register with a new mobile number. Okay, let's get started with today's series. So today we have got all time, speed and distance questions from previous CET papers. All time, speed and distance questions. So very important topic. Make sure that you understand it well. Okay, let's start each of them one by one. Number 1. The distance between Mumbai and Delhi is 1440 kilometers. Let's draw it. So the distance between Mumbai and Delhi is 1440 kilometers. Alright. Two people, A and B, started simultaneously from Mumbai towards Delhi. So you've got two people, A, B. They both go towards Delhi. B took 6 hours less than A to reach Delhi. Instead, if B travels at twice his speed, he reaches Delhi 6 hours earlier than B. Okay. Instead, if A. Now think about it. You have been given two scenarios. In one scenario, a person is 6 hours late, and in the other scenario, 6 hours early. So what is happening? B took 6 hours less than A to reach Delhi. What happened in the other scenario? A is 6 hours earlier than B. So what is the difference between the two instances? What is the difference? T1 minus T2. Let's say T1 minus T2. What is it? 12 hours. Would you agree? 12. How do you say 12? Think about it. Let's say the scheduled time is 12 p.m. Now if a person reaches 6 hours early, he is at 6 a.m. Similarly, if a person reaches 6 hours late, he is at 6 p.m. So what is the difference between the two scenarios? 12 hours. Correct? Now what is time? Time is distance divided by the speed. So distance is 1440 divided by speed. What is the speed? Speed is, let's say the speed of B. Remember the speed of Remember the speed of A, let's say is A, SA. And in the second case, so this is the time taken by A in the first instance. In the second case, you know what? A is 6 hours earlier than B. In the first instance, A was 6 hours late than B. B is early, A is late. In the second case, A is 6 hours earlier than B if he travels at twice his speed. So what would it be? Let's say this is 2AC. This is equal to 12. Correct? So can I do the maths? 1440 minus 720 comes out to be 720 divided by 12 is equal to speed of A, implies speed of A is equal to 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers per hour, right? So what is the time taken by A? Can you also find out the time taken by A now? Remember, time is distance divided by the speed, So how much is it? 6 to the 12, 24 hours. 24 hours. This is A. What about B? You know what? B took 6 hours less than A to reach their lead. Perfect. It means if A has taken 24 hours, B would have taken 6 hours less. So 24 minus 6, 18 hours. 18 hours. Question is saying find the speed of B. So I'll find the speed. Speed is nothing but distance divided by the time. So distance is 1440 divided by time is 18. So this comes out to be 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers per hour. 80 kilometers per hour. 80 kilometers per hour. Got it? Answer is 80 kilometers per hour for the first one. Easy. Got it? Got the first one? Perfect. Let's go to the second one. Right? Okay. Number 2. X and Y are two stations 630 kilometers apart. So first draw it, okay? X and Y are two stations 630 kilometers apart. 630 kilometers. Correct? P starts from X and moves towards Y at 90 kilometers per hour. So P is starting from X and move towards Y at 90 kilometers per hour. Q starts from Y at the same time and move towards X at 120 kilometers per hour. Q starts from Y and move towards X at 120 kilometers per hour. Correct? Find the extra distance traveled by Q when they meet. Now, when will they meet? Think about it. Two people are moving in opposite directions. Think about it. One person moves 90 kilometers. The other person moves 120 kilometers. So 90 from this side, other one 120. So 90 plus 120. Every hour, the distance between them reduces by 210 kilometers. Will you agree? They are this far. One is moving 90 kilometers. One is moving 120 kilometers. So the distance between them reduces by 90 plus 120, which is 210 kilometers per hour. 210 kilometers per hour, right? So in 1 hour, the distance reduces by 210 kilometers. So you need to remember the total distance that they need to reduce is 630 kilometers. So 1 hour 210, 90 plus 120. So 630 kilometers would be reduced in 3 hours. It means they would meet after 3 hours. Correct? So in 3 hours, what is the distance traveled by P in 3 hours? Distance traveled by P, 1 hour 90 kilometers. Remember, speed is 90. So 90 into 3, 270 kilometers. Correct? What is the distance traveled by Q? Q is covering 120 kilometers per hour. So in 3 hours, Q would have covered 120 into 3, 360 kilometers. 360 kilometers. What is the difference? What is the extra distance traveled by Q? 360 minus 270, which is 90 kilometers. Correct? So extra distance traveled by Q when they meet is 90 kilometers. Got it? Easy? Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Number 3. Okay. Romeo, an IT professional who stays in Mumbai, is in love with Juliet, who stays in Pune. The distance between the two cities is 160 kilometers. Okay, let's take it. Distance between the two cities. So Mumbai and then you have got Pune. The distance between the two cities is 160 kilometers. Correct? On a Sunday morning, Romeo left Mumbai at 6 a.m. So Romeo is here. He leaves Mumbai at 6 a.m. So let's write down 6 a.m. on a bus which travels at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Juliet, unaware of Romeo's schedule, left Pune for Mumbai at 7 a.m. on the same day. So just mention this. Juliet is leaving Pune to Bombay. She leaves at 7 a.m. And what is the time? Car speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Speed is 60 kilometers per hour. When and what distance from Pune did they meet? Now think about it. 6 a.m. Romeo started. Juliet started 1 hour late. So can I say between 6 to 7 a.m. only Romeo was moving? Will you agree? Between 6 to 7 only R was moving. So let's consider at 7 a.m. So if I consider the diagram at 7 a.m. think about it. You know what? At 7 a.m. Romeo would have already covered 40 kilometers. This he would have been here. 7 kilometers. 7 a.m. right? So how much is distance? The distance between them is now 120 kilometers. Would you agree? Because from between 6 to 7 only Romeo was traveling. Now at 7 a.m. when both persons started traveling, the distance between them is 120 kilometers. Correct? 120 kilometers. Correct? So in 1 hour, what is the reduction in the distance? One person is traveling 40 kilometers per hour. Other person is traveling 60 kilometers per hour. So 40, 60. So can I say the distance between them reduces by 100 kilometers per hour? 40 he is traveling. This guy 60. So 40 plus 60, 100 kilometers. The distance reduces per hour. Will you agree? So 120 kilometer. Remember, to meet, you have to travel 120 kilometers. So in 1 hour, 100 kilometers they travel. So 120 kilometers in how many hours? So 120 by 100 is 1.2 hours. Perfect. So you can say the two human beings meet after 1.2 hours. So they are asking when and where. Also the distance, right? What is the distance? In 1.2 hours. So 1.2 hours, if you have to convert it to minutes, it is into 60. 1.2 into 60 comes out to be 72 minutes. 72 minutes from 7 a.m. From 7 a.m. So from 7 a.m. 72 minutes would mean 8:12 a.m. 8:12 a.m. Correct? They are also asking you the distance. So what is the distance from Pune? What is the distance from Pune? Pune. Remember, the person who started from Pune travels at a speed of 60 kilometers. 60 kilometers. So in 1.2 hours, distance is nothing but speed into time. Speed into time. Speed is 60. Speed is 60. Time is 1.2. So it is 72 kilometers. 72 kilometers from Pune. 8:12 a.m. and 72 kilometers from Pune, which is option D. Which is option D. Got it? Got it? Easy one. It's a big paragraph, but when you start doing the sum, it's an easy one, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Number 4. Number 4. Train X started from town A towards town B at 6 a.m. Okay, let's draw it again. Train X started from town A towards town B at 6 a.m. Okay, so let's write down. This started at 6 a.m. and reaches B at 2 p.m. So 6 a.m. it starts, 2 p.m. it reaches. That's about A. That's about A. Correct? Next, train Y started from B towards A at 7 a.m. and reaches B train Y started from B towards A at 7 a.m. and reached at 3 p.m. So this is Y, train Y, right? This is train X. And train Y started from B towards A. This should be reached A, right? It reached A at 3 p.m. Perfect. So you have got the data. Question is, at what time did both the trains cross each other? Now again, remember the distance is not given. So you can take the distance. What is the distance? let's say the total distance between the two places is let's say D. Fine. So remember, you got to take that time as the start in which both people started traveling, right? Both people should be traveling. So 7 a.m. both human beings are traveling. Between 6 to 8, only A is traveling. Between 6 to 8, only A is traveling. So let's draw the diagram at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. So remember, A starts at 6 and reaches at 2 p.m. So can I say A is taking 8 hours, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. How much? 8 hours. Okay. If it takes 8 hours to reach the destination, can I say in 1 hour, A must have traveled D by 8 kilometers? Would you agree? D by 8 kilometers. Think about it. 6 a.m. A starts, 2 p.m. A reaches. Means 8 hours A takes to cover D distance. So in 1 hour, A must have covered D by 8 kilometers. Perfect. It means 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. A has covered this distance. What is this distance? D by 8. So what is the remaining distance? 1 minus D by 8. 1 minus D by 8 is 7D by 8. 7D by 8. Perfect. And you are all set. 7D by 8. Right? So can you get the answer now? So what is the time? Time is distance divided by the speeds. So what is the distance? Distance when both people started traveling is 7D by 8. Divided by you need to find out the time. Time is distance by the speed. What is the speed of A? They have not given you directly. They have not given you speed of A directly. Speed of A plus the speed of B. Remember, two people are moving in the opposite directions. So like the previous question, right? It will be plus. Remember, last was 40 plus 60. So we did 100. Just the previous question. 40 plus 60, we did 100, right? The speed. Here also same thing. 40 and 60 are not given, but SA and SB we have taken. So it will be SA plus SB. Right? So what is the speed of A? What is the speed of A? We don't know. So let's find out. What is the speed of A? Speed is distance divided by the time. Distance is D. Remember, the distance between the two places is D. Time taken is 8 hours. So D by 8. Similarly, speed of B is how much? Distance divided by the time. Distance between the two places is D. Time is again. Remember, B starts at 7 a.m. and reaches at 3 p.m. So B also takes 8 hours. B also takes 8 hours. Correct? So if you do the maths, 7D by 8 divided by 2D by 8. 2D by 8. So D by 8 will cancel out. So you get your answer as 7 by 2. 7 by 2 is 3.5 hours. That's your answer. 3.5 hours starting from 7 a.m. Starting from 7 a.m. So if you start at 7 a.m., 3.5 hours would be how much? 7 a.m. plus 3.5 hours is 10:30 a.m. So your answer is 10:30 a.m. So your answer is 10:30 a.m. Got it? Got it? Perfect. Let's go to the last one. Let's go to the last one. 10:30 a.m. Perfect. Let's go to the last one. Number 5. Number 5. A and B started walking simultaneously from point P towards point Q. P to Q. The ratio of the speeds of A is to B. Speed of A is to B is how much? 7:1. 7:1. After reaching Q, A starts walking back towards P and meets B. If PQ is 200 meters, okay, find the distance of the meeting point from, okay, so this distance is 200 meters. Correct? This distance is 200 meters. Okay. After reaching Q, A starts walking back towards P and meets B. If PQ is 200, find the distance of the meeting point from P. Now think about it. What is the meaning of 7:1? It means whenever A has covered 7 meters, B has covered 1 meters. Whenever A has covered 7 meters, B has covered 1 meters. Will you agree? Now think about it. A reaches Q and turns back. Let's say after turning back, they meet here. Let's say after turning back, they meet at this point. Okay. Now, if A, that's the case, how much distance did A travel? Can you visualize? A went from P to Q. So, this is the distance 200 plus this distance. Plus, let's say the meeting point is, let's say Z, QZ. A travel, QZ. Will you agree? How much did B travel? B, how much did he travel? B traveled the distance. By that time, B has covered PZ. B has covered PZ. So how much did you cover? Remember, total distance covered is the two lines. So can you say total distance covered is 400 meters? Is 400 meters. When the two human beings meet, the total distance that they covered is 400. A, remember, has covered 200 plus he comes back. B, this much. So what has happened? So again, if someone has not understood, A alone has covered this 200 plus this extra distance. B, this much. So total distance covered is 400. So for every, find the distance of the meeting point from P. So think about it. From P, you can consider B, right? You can consider whatever distance B has traveled, that is the distance of the meeting point from B. So remember, the ratio of speed is 1:8. 1:8. Where did I get this 8? 7 plus 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. So for every 8 meters, B travels 1 meters. So for every 400 meters, B would have traveled 50 meters. B would have traveled 50 meters. So answer is, whatever distance B has traveled, that is the meeting point from P. Answer is 50. Answer is 50. Got it? Got it? It's an easy one. Perfect. Okay, I think that's it for today. That's it for today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. And in case you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye and stay safe.